working and stop jumping from one place to another and start executing. It's just like you want to dig a well and you're looking for water. You dig a hole here, you have not seen water, and you think the next spot might have the water easily. You jump to that next spot, you start digging, and the next spot seems promising. It looks better than the one you started because you've not seen water. You start digging. At the end of the day, you have expended a lot of energies. You have a bunch of holes without water. So for you to actually get water from digging, you have to concentrate on one particular spot and dig it till you find the water table, isn't it? If you're at that point whereby you are asking yourself if the new course you're about to buy is the answer to your progress or for you to achieve the financial freedom or your financial targets, then you need to hear this. And as well, if you're in your 20s, between 20s and 30s, and you are wondering which career path you need to take, I think you also need to hear this. Because when you're starting out, for instance, in this day and age, whereby social media, once you go to YouTube or Facebook, there's always someone advertising something, a course, mentorship program, or a coaching program they want you to take and they think is going to set you apart from the rest. But every advice you see on social media, you should take with a grain of salt. Some of the people who are advertising for courses, I'm not trying to diss anyone. Most people are doing some excellent work, and I appreciate that. But the point is that there's no point leading you astray or wasting a lot of time on things that are not valuable to you. So my point is, if you are trying to take a new course and you have bought some, you need to start asking yourself some questions. Because even if you buy any course and you don't take action on what you're taught, it has not done any good to you, neither have it done any good to the person who took their time to create this course, even though they got the money you pay them. But the point is that you are going to still mess up their start, because if there's no impact, if you sell your course to 1,000 people, but the result is like 1%, it means people are not taking the right action, right? So it's not entirely encouraging, even to the person who did this course. So the point is, I'm trying to make here is that I want you to benefit, and also the person who created this course to also actually benefit. Because when you become successful buying someone's course, it's a testimonial for them. And even if you don't send them anyone, at least it has rewarded you in a way. So that is the motive of this video. So ask yourself, what am I aiming to achieve? And if you have been in the habit of buying so many courses, enrolling in coaching programs, but you have not noticed any change, then you need to ask yourself these simple questions. How many courses do I have now, and on what topics? Then secondly, you need also to ask yourself, how much has the last one that I bought improved my outcome? And again, number 3, you need to ask yourself, how much will this new one improve my outcome? Right? If you can answer these questions easily, that means you are good to go. So if you have bought courses, different courses from different people on the same topic, you need to learn to be a very good executioner. Finish up what you started. Get it to finish from one person. Learn their perspective, so that when you enroll on the next one, you can get a different perspective or different approach to solving the same problem, right? So that once you're able to do that, take action and practice, the chance of you getting the most of that course is very high. And the chance of you getting the desired outcome is also high. I made the same mistake starting off. I bought a lot of courses on Udemy about coding and all that. And I spent hours and hours watching these videos, watching other people code and how they do it. And I loved how they do it. And I thought, once I get the concept, I can write my own code, build my own application and own systems. But by the time I start a project, I get stuck. I found out that it's easy to watch them do it, but I wasn't doing anything. So by the time I decide to do something, I'm overwhelmed because it seems like they do it very easily, but I can't seem to do anything. Why? Because I didn't take action. If I have coded along with them, I could have been able to find out what works and what doesn't work. And by the time I start up on my own project, it is possible for me to make some headway. That's by the way. So that is the same thing that happens when someone is trying to sell you a course on sales or social media marketing, whatever it is. First of all, check anybody who is successful online or who you follow, and you discover that the game they are on and the course they are selling you are outcome of years and years of experience and years of experimentation. So you can't expect to, even though the outcome or the result they are showing you is very enticing and very sweet, but you can't expect yourself to actually get anything close to that when you are just starting off. They can share their strategies with you, but there are other parts of it that doesn't come off easily or automatic. Even though you have the strategy, do you have the same presentation? Can you talk in front of camera and sound convincing? Do you understand the psychology behind sales, persuading people to actually buy what you're selling even when they think they don't need it? So all those things are some elements that nobody tells you about, or you don't, maybe when they talk about it, you don't understand fully what it means. But you can only find out this when you start doing the actual thing. Because by the time you go out, you're a social media marketer, you haven't even grown your own channel to a certain amount of subscribers or followers. So how do you grow another person's channel to give them that result? Because the result they are showing you, they help this company and social company 10x their outcome on social media because they manage their social media profile, is because they have already done it and they have known what works and what doesn't work. So when they are signing up a client to actually replicate, they are just replicating that result for the client, which comes from a place of experience. So what I'm saying in essence is that everything takes time. Mastery takes time. So for you to achieve that particular result, it takes time. And that is why I think you don't need to buy the next course. All you need to do is to take action and implement what you've known already. By the time you're trying things out, by the time you're doing it, you begin to find out what works. You are exposed to discoveries. You're going to discover so many ways that it's not going to work and so many ways that it's going to work. So it opens your eyes. Action opens your eyes to a lot of possibilities. But when you are consuming theories and watching videos upon videos, seeing them do it, it's very easy. But it won't just come off as easy to you because you bought their course. So the point is that you have to make sure that you are willing, first of all, to give it the time it requires to learn the rope. And you can only learn this rope not from jumping from one course to another or buying the latest course out there. No, you have to focus on that particular thing. If you have chosen a course, follow it through. That is the most important thing. Every other thing doesn't matter. It feels good to buy a course, pride of ownership. Oh, I bought this course, I'm making progress, I'm learning this. You tell people, you go to your LinkedIn profile, you change your profile to professional, this and that. All those things are good. But if you cannot actually implement, you are far from it. And those shiny profiles and all that will not get you anywhere. So what I'm telling you today is to stop talking and stop jumping from one place to another and start executing. It's just like you want to dig a well and you're looking for water. You dig a hole here, you have not seen water, and you think the next spot might have the water easily. You jump to that next spot, you start digging, and the next spot seems promising. It looks better than the one you started because you've not seen water. You start digging. At the end of the day, you have expended a lot of energies. you have a bunch of holes without water. So for you to actually get water from digging, you have to concentrate on one particular spot and dig it till you find the water table, isn't it? So that is the same way it does with your skill. Mastery takes time. Mastery is not something that you do in 2 days. Mastery takes time. Check all the professionals you know in every area. The kind of work they have put in is massive. They spend days, years, months doing one particular thing. People like Cristiano Ronaldo, we wouldn't know Cristiano Ronaldo if he was playing football part-time and playing basketball part-time, trying out which one works and which doesn't. He focused on football. That is why he is Cristiano Ronaldo. And that is why you are celebrating him. We are celebrating him today in that field. So that's the same thing you do for yourself. Especially, why this is important is that it's especially when you're starting off. When you're starting off, you have little or no experience. So you need to focus on action, learn, implement, and also teach and share with others what you've learned. In that way, you help solidify the knowledge that you're building. Okay, so once you're starting off, there's no way trying to be jack of all trade, do one thing, do another. No, concentrate on one particular thing and learn it very well. Be very good at it. Once you are that go-to person in that particular area, one, you have established credibility. Now you have lineup of clients on that line of work. Well, by the time you've grown your team, you have a lot of people in your circle who you can allocate things to. Then by that time you can diversify and go into other areas and begin to explore those areas, because you can hire people who are better than you in that area to do some good work, and you pay them off and you put the work to your name. So when you have mastered that area, established yourself, you know you can make rent in the month with ease with one particular thing, then that's when you can look into diversifying. Not starting from the onset, you want to be a social media manager, you want to be a video editor, you want to be a graphic designer, you want to be a web designer, everything you know. You have to hone in on one thing and put on the blinders. Forget social media and the distraction. Shun those distractions and focus. I'm going to give you 5 practical steps that will help you develop mastery and stay focused in one particular thing. So first of all, how do you stick to one particular thing? First of all, you need to identify your one thing. This is the most important one for me, because when you need to find out one thing, one particular thing that you are going to do and you are passionate about. Because the truth, I kid you not, is that starting off anything is frustrating and it takes time to start getting better. So for that reason, I'll urge you to select one particular thing, one thing that you want to focus in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, that you're going to narrow your focus down and your energy and resources to, and master that area and be the best or the go-to person in that area. Then once you have found that particular thing and you have decided this is the direction you're going to go, come rain, come shine, right? Even though practically in real life, sometimes you might be forced to do some things you don't love temporarily for you to make bills, pay your bills, have a roof over your head, and also have some food, because there's no way you can concentrate on your passion when your rent hasn't been paid or you don't have food on the table. So if you are at that place whereby you don't have guarantee of your shelter and your food, then I'll urge you to focus on that. Get rid of that. Try to get something, even if it means a day job, then while you work on your passion on the weekend. So get a job, do it consistently, make sure your rent is guaranteed and you have food on your table. Then you can now focus on what you want to do, which is your passion and is going to get you that life that you have been dreaming of. So identify your one thing. So when you have identified your one thing, then you need to set clear goals. Define what masteries will be like to you. What do you intend to achieve? Take for instance, you want to become a graphic designer, for instance. What is your target goal? What direction do you want to take that to? Do you want to be a very good graphic designer that you land a high-paying job in a multinational company? Or do you want to start designing for creators or celebrities? Or do you want to start up your own graphic design agency as a freelancer, or you want to start contracting for big firms? So you need to set a clear goal. Which direction are you going to go? So if that's whichever direction you choose for this, you need to determine how to achieve it, because complexity makes us lazy, stops us on our track. If something is so big that you think it's too much for you to achieve, you start losing momentum, you start being discouraged. But if you have set your target, take for instance, you want to go to the route of getting a job, for instance. Okay, so you want to get a job. That means, first of all, you have to start learning, get good at the skills, prepare your portfolio and your CV, and build some projects that you can present to your potential employers and start applying, right? So how long will it take you to learn and practice that thing? You can narrow it down to doing it maybe 2 hours a day until you get to the skill that you're confident enough to start looking for jobs. So once you have identified your one thing, then you have set clear goals and cut it down to achievable milestones that you can do daily, weekly, monthly, until the time you've set for yourself. Then you write it down somewhere. That's your goal, that's your target. You have a clear vision now. So now you know you are doing something every day. You're going to be doing something every day that is going to draw you closer to your intended destination, which is to land a high-paying job as a graphic designer. So now that you've done that, got that out of the way, now you have to ignore the noise, because this, which is the theme of this video, because by the time you start as a graphic designer, the algorithm will start sending your way good graphic designers who are content creators or people who are already far ahead. Then that will be another battle that you have to deal with, because by the time you start seeing them, they're trying to sell you some course on how to do certain things to make you better. But the point is that you also need to find out where you are at a particular point in time, and don't jump the gun. Take it one step at a time, which is also the most important thing, because you can't be comparing yourself. It's unfair on you to compare yourself with someone who has been in that game for the past 10 years. And they are trying to sell you this magical course that will get you to sign up clients who are going to be paying you 5,000 because they can do it. They can do it because they have the worth of experience and the skills necessary to achieve that. But you are starting off. There's no point. There's no way you can land such clients. So take it easy on yourself. Go it one step at a time. By the time you start learning fonts, start learning colors, and start learning shapes as a graphic designer, you are already starting off. So by the time you do it for the next 6 months, 1 year, you know how to put some things together and achieve a very great design. You can't do that on the first day. So you have to learn how to shut the noise. Go to your social media, people that are trying to sell you get rich quick and all those magic courses that is going to shoot you from 0 to 100 in 3 seconds. Try to block them. Try to stay away from those kind of people. And also your devices. Use pop-up blockers in your device. It's very important, so that all these things, once you take it out of your sight, it's out of mind, as they say. So you can concentrate on taking the steps. When you are taking the baby steps, you can concentrate on taking the baby step, and you start crawling, you start walking, you start running, and you start jogging, and you start running before you sprint. So that is why it's very important to shun the noise. So this is the third practical step. You have to ignore the noise Forget about all those things. Take your time, but don't spend too long just learning. Practice, practice, practice. So the next one is be patient with yourself. Like I said just before, you have to be patient with yourself. Don't compare yourself to the pros. Learn from them, be inspired by them, but don't compare yourself to them. Where they are is not where you are. So life is not a race. You can't be comparing your level 1 to somebody's level 20. That's unfair. And it's going to demoralize you. Take your baby steps and learn on the go. Don't compare yourself. So be patient with your learning. It's all going to make sense. Things, sometimes you start your tutorials, you start practicing, you struggle. In 6 months' time, if you continue doing what you're doing consistently, you will find out that some of those things that you struggle with will become very simple. And you ask yourself sometimes, like, why was this so hard before? But the truth is that you have been accumulating the knowledge, incremental learning and practicing, and things will always continue getting better. So be patient with yourself. Then the last one is that you need to celebrate your wins. You need to also always encourage yourself by celebrating your step. Tomorrow, with our graphic designer example, today you might find it hard merging some shapes, merging 2 shapes at the same time. Then tomorrow you discover you can do that easily without stress. Then you have to be happy. Encourage yourself. I'll be happy with yourself, with the progress that you're making, because that's a win. And from there, things will start making sense. So always celebrate your win. Share it on your social media. Instead of branding your social media as a professional when you're starting or trying to look professional, by doing those things, sharing it on your social media, some real people who have actually done it and know how stressful it is, and with watching your progress, the progress you're sharing over time, they will be interested in working with you. That is the most important thing. Today, social media have made it like everybody's a professional. Everybody, go to LinkedIn, everybody's a professional. Everybody is killing it. Most people you think have figured it out are still learning, and some of them are not even doing the work necessary. So try to shun the noise, close your eyes to all those noise, and go down and learn what you need to learn. It will take some time. It's going to be stressful, it's going to be frustrating, but the point is that you will eventually get there. But if you cut corners, you will not. You will be discouraged. And when you are tested, you'll be found not worthy. So the point is, take your time, your sweet time, and do what you need to do. There's a lot of talking going on social media today, but small number of people actually do the real work. So be that person. Choose to be that person who does that real work today, and I bet you will never regret it. So go out there, do what you need to do. It's only you against you, not you against anybody. Focus on your goal, focus on your process and your journey, and you're going to be phenomenal. And if you found value in this video, I urge you to subscribe and also share it with your friends, and also click that like button if you found it useful, and share what your thoughts are on the comment section. Then if you don't like it, still click the dislike button 2 times and that will be fine. Okay, I will see you on the next video. Cheers.